Tonight, when the sun goes down, something old wakes up inside you. You feel it before you can explain it. A tightness in your chest, a pull to check the locks, a sudden awareness of every sound in the house. You tell yourself it's nothing, but the real answer is far stranger than nothing. The fear you feel in the dark is not a glitch in your mind. It is a message sent across 200,000 years from an ancestor who needed you to survive the night. Think about the last time you walked through a dark room. Maybe you reached for a light switch before your eyes even adjusted. Maybe you felt your heartbeat pick up for no reason at all. That reaction happened in a fraction of a second, long before your thinking brain caught up. Something older than thought made that decision for you. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called prepared fear. In 1971, psychologist Martin Seligman proposed a theory that changed how scientists understood human anxiety. He noticed that people develop phobias of snakes, spiders, heights, and darkness far more easily than they develop phobias of things that are statistically more dangerous, like cars or electrical outlets. Why would a fear of something ancient outcompete a fear of something modern and far deadlier? Seligman's answer was simple. Evolution does not update quickly. Your brain was not built for highways and outlets. It was built for a world with claws and teeth and long, starless nights. For most of human history, darkness was not empty. It was full. Picture an early human settlement 70,000 years ago. No electric light, no street lamps, no glowing phone screen to scroll through at 2 a.m. Just firelight, and beyond it, blackness that could hide anything. In that blackness were leopards, hyenas, ancient predators built specifically to hunt in low light, with eyes evolved for exactly the hours when human eyes go nearly blind. Humans do not see well at night. We never did. Our ancestors were, for a large part of the day, effectively helpless. That helplessness had a cost. Anthropologists studying predation in early hominins have found evidence that big cats and other carnivores actively hunted primates, including our ancestors, and that nighttime was when the risk spiked highest. If you were the version of early human who felt nothing when the light faded, who wandered off from the group without a second thought, you were also the version far more likely to end up as dinner. But if you were the version who felt a jolt of unease as darkness fell, who stayed close to the fire, close to others, alert to every rustle in the grass, you were the version who lived long enough to pass that feeling on. That feeling is fear. And fear is not weakness. Fear is inheritance. Sleep researcher David Sampson has spent years studying modern hunter-gatherer groups, including the Hadza of Tanzania, to understand how humans actually slept before electricity rewired the rules. What he found reshapes the entire conversation about nighttime anxiety. The Hadza rarely sleep through an entire night uninterrupted. Someone in the group is almost always awake or lightly dozing at any given hour. Sampson's research suggests this staggered wakefulness may function as a kind of built-in night watch, ensuring the group is never fully unconscious and unprotected at the same time. In other words, restlessness at night is not a modern sleep disorder. It might be a very old survival strategy. Now think about how differently you experience the dark. You sleep alone, or with one other person, inside four walls, often in near total silence. No one else is on watch. No fire is burning at the center of a shared camp. And yet the same ancient circuitry still fires. Your body still behaves as though a predator could be listening. Here is where it gets stranger. Sleep scientist Jerome Siegel has studied sleep patterns across multiple traditional societies that still live without electric light, comparing them to modern industrialized sleepers. His research found something counterintuitive. Contrary to popular belief, these groups without electricity do not sleep dramatically longer than people in modern cities. What differs most is not the quantity of sleep, but the relationship people have with the dark itself. In traditional settings, darkness is communal. Fires are shared. Watches are rotated. The fear is distributed across a group. In the modern world, that fear has nowhere to go. You inherited the alarm system. You did not inherit the tribe standing guard beside you. This is why an empty house at night can feel unbearable, even though nothing has changed about its actual danger. This is why children instinctively want a nightlight, or a parent nearby, or a door left open a crack. They are not being irrational. They are running code that once kept an entire species alive. Consider what actually happens in your body the moment a room goes dark and unfamiliar. Your pupils dilate, trying to gather more light. Your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, becomes more reactive to ambiguous sounds. Your muscles ready themselves almost imperceptibly for either freezing or fleeing. None of this is a decision. It is a reflex written by hundreds of thousands of nights spent in real danger. You are not afraid of the dark itself. Darkness is just an absence of light. What you are actually afraid of is what darkness conceals. Your mind fills the black space with possibility and possibility to an ancestor who lost companions to unseen predators always leaned toward threat. This explains something else too. Why horror movies work. Why campfire stories send a chill down your spine even when you know they are fiction. Why the unlit hallway in your own home can feel different from the same hallway at noon. Your imagination is not malfunctioning in those moments. It is doing exactly the job it was built to do, scanning the unknown for danger, using instinct because information is unavailable. There is a modern twist to all of this, and it might be the strangest part of the whole story. You now live in a world with more artificial light than any human generation in history. Streetlights, phone screens, night lights in hallways, and yet anxiety, insomnia, and nighttime unease have not disappeared. In some ways, they have gotten worse. Some researchers studying sleep and circadian rhythm suggest that constant exposure to artificial light late into the evening may actually confuse the same ancient alarm system, keeping your brain in a low-grade state of vigilance long after the sun goes down, because the light itself signals daytime activity to a brain still expecting a dark, quiet night. In trying to eliminate the dark, you may have only tricked your body into misreading the signal. So the next time your chest tightens as a room goes black, or you feel that small childlike urge to check under the bed or peek down the stairs, know what that feeling actually is. It is not irrational. It is not embarrassing. It is a message from every ancestor who ever survived a night they were never guaranteed to survive. Somewhere in the deep past, a version of you crouched near a fire, listening to the dark, afraid and alive because of it. Tonight, when the sun goes down, that same ancestor is still awake inside you, quietly keeping watch.